there's magic in your backyard. Go and find it.
We'll head around to all the towns, head away, holiday. South Aussie with Cozzies on sit down. South Aussie with Cozzie. In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cozzie.
G'day and welcome to another episode of South Aussie with Cozzie. We're going to be having a good old sticky beak at Kangaroo Island, one of my favourite regions in South Australia. You know, South Aussie with Cozzie is all about showing you guys just how easy it is to explore your own state. It's super important to me that families and friends spend more time together and less time working. I will show you some mouth-watering parts of South Australia. I can't wait to show you what's on the show. We'll take you diving with the dolphins in Kangaroo Island. We'll give you the chance to win one of 10 free holidays in South Australia. And get this, I'll touch bees with my bare hands at Clifford's honey farm. People come from across the world to visit Kangaroo Island, and it's well worth the trip. It seriously is the jewel in the crown for SA's massive tourism industry, which, by the way, employs over 30,000 people right here in SA. Kangaroo Island's got over 500 kilometres of coastline. Do you know that's almost enough to stretch from Adelaide 2/3 of the way through to Melbourne? Heaps of coastal areas. And here at KI, this is one of my favourite spots, Stokes Bay. Stokes Bay's got something really special about it because it's got its own hidden what? Beach. And the good thing about getting to this beach is you have to go through a tunnel through massive rocks. You wait till you see this place. This tunnel has to be one of the coolest places in South Australia. Imagine how much the kids or grandkids would love doing what we're doing right now. Okay, this is going to be one of the coolest things in Kangaroo Island. That little tunnel opens up onto this. You could honestly think that you're in somewhere like Hawaii, yet this is right here in South Australia. Stokes Bay turned into Stokes Beach. And we've got some Kangaroo Island bikini girls. Whereabouts are you guys from?
UK, Ireland.
UK and Ireland.
Yeah. Yes.
As you can tell.
Big difference. What do you think about Kangaroo Island?
Oh, perfect.
Gorgeous.
Yeah?
And we have to go home soon, and I don't want to.
Well, how long have you allocated here in KI?
A day.
A day?
Yeah, we even rented a car.
Yeah, rented the car for the day.
See, this is what I love. I'm telling people in Adelaide that they've got to get over to Kangaroo Island. You guys have come from the UK and Ireland.
Exactly.
And you've made the effort.
Only a day, but still.
Yeah, we definitely want to come back though because
Yeah. This is just a little taster.
Yeah, a day is just not enough here.
What did you think when you walked through the tunnel and then it opened out onto this beach?
Well, someone had told us there was a beach here, because otherwise I don't think we'd have found it.
Yeah.
Definitely
But
not.
it's amazing.
And it's kind of like, you know, the film The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio come through and you see
Oh,
this
thank you. That's very
amazing-
flattering. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
I've never been compared to him before. That's very nice.
I was talking about the beach, but yeah.
How did Stokes Bay get its name? Well, it's actually a fascinating story. There was a gentleman called John Stokes. In 1817, he jumped ship and landed here, Stokes Bay. Why did he jump ship? Well, this is where it gets interesting. His sweetheart, Margaret, had actually hooked up with his brother, Harry. Ouch! So he jumped ship, he said he had enough, and he landed right here on the shores of Stokes Bay. You know, you hear people all the time banging on about how friendly the wildlife is in Kangaroo Island, but it's not till you come here yourself and actually see it, you'll be blown away. This is one of a stack of examples that we've seen since we've been here. Little wallaby there, and the lady's enjoying her trip just in the caravan park. This isn't in the national park, we're just here in a caravan park. We just finished showing you guys the wallaby, packed the camera gear up in the car. Honestly, not 20 metres up the road, we stopped because we saw this little guy. Another example of just how much wildlife there is in Kangaroo Island.
South Aussie with Causey. South Aussie with Causey.
The international tourists love Kangaroo Island, obviously for its kangaroos. And the first settlers called KI Kangaroo Island because of the abundance of kangaroos on the island. That's a bit of a no-brainer. But when the first settlers came here and saw kangaroos, they weren't thinking small, cuddly, cute animals to pat and take photographs of. They saw them as a source of meat. Captain Sutherland first visited Kangaroo Island in 1819, and the first settlers to KI got a massive shock. They thought they were there all by themselves, but when they rocked up, they were greeted by a man that called himself Governor Wallen. According to one of the newly arrived settlers, Wallen was a man not unlike Robinson Crusoe, shabby looking, big long beard and massive head of hair. He actually said to the first settlers that he had been living on Kangaroo Island for some time. In fact, he took them to his farm out near Cygnet River, where he had a crop of wheat, potatoes, cabbages and onions. He even had a pet cat. Kangaroo Island is famous for its pure, high-quality honey. Clifford's Honey Farm is a family-run business that's visited by thousands of tourists every single year.
Or we send it to Switzerland.
Yeah, if you post it, okay.
Well, this is the man that runs the show. I got to ask you, Dave, how long have you been into fencing? Sad joke, hey? You've been into bees for over 40 years. What is it you love about it?
Oh, it's quite good because of the gentleness of the bees, and you're always out in the open environment when you're collecting the honey.
Yep.
And the smell of it's fantastic.
Yeah, all right. So what are we about to do to this beehive here?
We're just going to have a look in there to see what they're doing, if there's many bees in there.
Righto, we'll crack it open. I was a bit worried about my bee suit. What about my hands, mate?
They are quite little pussycats.
Are they?
Okay, Cozzy, here we are with the bees on the frames.
Wow. How many bees would be in this hive?
This hive would only be a small one. There may be only about 10,000 in it, if that.
So tell me one interesting thing about bees. You can touch them.
They are busy doing all their things, and you just touch them like that and you can feel them. They're all fuzzy.
So you're telling me I can put my hands on these bees without getting stung?
Yep.
On this big patch here?
Yeah, just put them over the top of there and touch them. And
all right. Ah! Just kidding. Hang on, let me try this. Wow, you can feel their little wings flying.
yeah.
So why are the Kangaroo Island bees so special?
Well, these bees have been kept pure because of the isolation, and the government's passed a law back when they first brought them here in the 1800s.
Yep.
To prevent any further honeybees coming to the island. And that's kept them pure. And these pure bees came from Liguria, over in northern Italy, and they are known as the gentle bee. And they're very easy to handle. They make excellent honey and lots of it.
Yep. Now, Dave, you've got to answer a lifelong fight I've had between my wife and I. Should honey be kept in the cupboard or the fridge?
In the cupboard.
Damn it, she's right.
It's the only food that doesn't spoil.
Didn't they find honey in the pyramids in Egypt?
They put honey in the tombs of the pharaohs when
Yeah.
they died to keep them food in the afterlife.
Right.
So, and that was found to be still edible.
All those years later, thousands of years.
Yeah.
And how many flowers would a bee have to visit in order to make like a teaspoon of honey?
Right, it takes 12 bees to make a teaspoon of honey.
Yep.
But a hive visits every day 225,000 flowers.
Is that right? So what do you love about Kangaroo Island, mate?
The bees. And it's a good place. These are some boxes of honey that we got off the hives yesterday. They're going to extract in a couple of days' time. These are manly frames, and each one of these has got 1.5 kilos of honey in it. And this year the bees have been taking about a month to fill up a box. And then we go out and smoke them and get the honey off and bring it back here ready to go through the extracting machine. And so there's 9 frames in a box, each one 1.5 kilos, so I'm estimating about 15 kilos per box.
Dealing with 400 beehives, we have...
You know, I love small business in South Australia, and you got to do everything you can to support them. Clifford's Honey Farm, well, they're a classic example. You've got Dad out in the paddock making the honey, you've got Bev the daughter taking tours, and Mum's making honey ice cream for the customers.
She's made it since we opened our shop 20 years ago, and the honey ice cream's just an absolute treat. We just, people come along and they buy the ice cream and hop into that, and sometimes they have 4 in a row. Honey ice cream's just a real top of the list for visitors to Kangaroo Island, so Mum is just on a real winner there.
You can't accuse me of never teaching you anything. You're about to learn a very interesting fact. Where did the word honeymoon come from? Well, I can tell you it's from this stuff right here. This is called honey mead. It's an alcoholic drink made out of honey. Now, the Norwegians used to drink this stuff for an entire month, which equals 1 cycle of the moon, straight after they got married. So, hence the word honey moon. And they also reckon that this stuff right here is an aphrodisiac, and you should drink this if you want sons.
Kangaroo Island is just getting so popular for a great place just to come and just really enjoy nature's paradise, and we've got all this beautiful produce as well.
Who wants to win a free holiday? I do. Well, you better get yourself on Facebook. You could be spending not 1 but 4 nights in any Discovery holiday park in South Australia in one of their fancy cabins. There are 5 Discovery holiday parks located all around SA, including Clare, Lake Bonnie at Barmera, Robe down in the southeast, Whyalla on Eyre Peninsula, and Adelaide Beachfront located right at Semaphore. If you win, you can choose which Discovery holiday parks you'd like to stay at. Just like the South Aussie with Cozzy Facebook page and enter. Before we go to the ad break, can you believe I'm actually touching these bees? Watch this. Here's a good bee. Buzzy, buzzy, buzzy.
South Aussie with Cozzy. South Aussie with Cozzy.
Rev heads, listen up. Forget Kangaroo Island for just a sec. Check this out. A great way to explore regional South Australia is not just your traditional holiday, weekend away or week away. It's actually to be a part of an event. The event I'm about to show you is called the Aussie Muscle Car Run, run right here in South Australia, and all proceeds going to the Leukemia Foundation. You can be a part of it, and it's a corker of an event.
We had the first one last year, which we managed to raise 250,000 with 34 cars. We've got 46 cars in this time, and I might add that they're the majority of them are Holdens. Last year was GD Falcons, this time it's Holdens all over. The Tiranas, we've got about 16 of them in, and we're going to be doing some 2,836 kilometres around South Australia.
This rally covers the majority of regional South Australia, and that's what I love about it.
Hello. How are you? Good drive over? Yes. Lovely. Excellent. Glad you made it.
I mean, for example, they went to Taylor Bend, Coorong, Kingston, Millicent, Mount Gambier, then Pinaroo, Loxton, Swan Reach, Angaston. Then they went to Clare, Gladstone, Port Augusta, Kimber, Woodnurse, Streaky Bay, then to Elston. Then they went to Coffin Bay, Port Lincoln, Whyalla, Wallaroo, Malala, then home. They've been everywhere. You know, the good news about an event like this is that these guys will be travelling through 10 regions of South Australia. And at the same time, they're raising heaps of money for the Leukemia Foundation. I reckon this is A grade. Pausing slightly to acknowledge a South Australian legend, check this bloke out. Glenn Dix, he was the first man to wave the checkered flag at Australia's very first Grand Prix.
Motor racing has given me a profile,
Yep.
and that profile has enabled me to help people far less fortunate than me, like the Leukemia Foundation.
Yep.
Great job they do, and any time I can get the opportunity to come out and support those charities, I'm only too pleased to do so.
Let me tell you folks, he's still got it. I know we've been talking about Kangaroo Island in this episode, and I've had loads of kangaroo shots sent through to me, and here's some of the best. Okay, here's a question. Do you think these kangaroos here are fighting or kissing? Oh, you'd like to think they're kissing, wouldn't you? These shots are absolutely awesome. Oh, hang on a second. How'd that roo get in there? All you happy snappers are now into the draw to win $200 cash, and that, of course, is thanks to Adelaide Arcade.
South Aussie with Causey. South Aussie with Causey.
You know, when it comes to holidaying in South Australia, I just think there's not enough people that are making the effort to actually get away for a holiday. Work and school and everything else is far too high a priority. Here's my little tip, this could be controversial. If the kids are in primary school, why not take them out of school for a couple of days? Go and explore part of regional South Australia. I reckon that quality time you have with your parents or your loved ones is worth far more than a couple of days of missing school. Can't hurt. There you go, Mum. Yeah, no, KI's real good. Oh, just hang on a sec. You know, the only way I could actually fault Kangaroo Island, and it is so perfect, is the phone service. If you're coming over here, chances are your mobile phone isn't going to work, so you're going to have to resort to doing what I'm doing, to using a phone box. I haven't done this for like 12 years. And you fed the dog? No, thank you. This bloke here is Andy from Kangaroo Island Marine Adventures. Now, mate, this is just simply unreal. What do you guys offer?
Well, we offer a coastal experience that's, I put it as second to none, Cozzy, yeah.
Yep.
It's just an experience where you get out, you get into nature, basically. Yeah, we sort of leave from pristine Emu Bay or other places on the coast and get out here and catch up with our marine wildlife. Big focus is on our dolphins, so we catch up with our dolphins. We also catch up with some seabirds, some raptors, some ospreys and some seagulls, but the highlight of our trip is a swim with the wild dolphins. Here's one of our local dolphin pods here, just coming in now, coming in to see us. They're pretty happy with us. So they're on their morning jaunt. They've just come in from their nightly fishing expedition and they're coming in to have a look at us. So that's all good, yeah. So these guys are completely wild. We don't feed these guys. There's no need to feed these guys. They are completely, as I said, completely wild dolphins. So they're here by their own free will, which is good, really good for us. We don't want to feed them.
How'd you get tangled up in this game?
Commercial fishing for about 20 years on the island, and just realised, come across these pods all over the place, all over the island. So we thought, yeah, let's set up a business here. Let's get people out and get them in amongst nature and get some life-changing experiences happening. And it's really working. Yeah, it's good.
A couple of really amazing things have happened on these dolphin tours, including one when 2 sharks rocked up.
We had a couple of bronze whalers going through on the inside, so we had people swimming in the water. We had a couple of small bronzies, but cruising through on the inside of us. And we stood there and I watched it. I said, have a look at this. And these dolphins went straight over to the bronze whalers and just shimmied them off. And the dolphins turned and came straight back to us. Wow. I thought, that's what we want.
You cannot come to Kangaroo Island without doing this tour. It is simply unbelievable. It's a little bit cold in here, to be completely honest, but they do give you the option of a wetsuit. The dolphins are phenomenal. My mate here, Clarky's too scared to get in. Come on, Clarky. Oh my God.
We had a really interesting experience the other day with a guy with cancer. The dolphins came up and actually touched him on the back, right in the point where his cancer was. Just blew us all away. Just raised the hairs on your back.
We've got dolphins about 5 metres from us here, just off the coast of Emu Bay. When's the last time you got connected with nature? I reckon put the iPhones down, put the iPad away, book yourself a holiday and come and experience something like this. Every single person that's watching this right now has the ability to do this. Sadly, only a few are going to book it. So why don't you get amongst it, book it, and actually get back in control of your work-life balance. I promise you will not regret it. just for the record, these aren't actually my shorts. They're actually my friends. I left mine back at the campsite. I would never buy a pair of shorts like this. He would.
Out to the left out here, we've got our little bit of local artwork here from the cormorants. It gets quite mistaken every now and then. There's a Japanese girl down here the other day, and she turned to her mother and said, "Is that snow, Mum?" Turns out it's not snow. It's actually cormorant poop, or as we call it, a little bit of local artwork from our cormorants.
Well, that's it for another episode of South Aussie with Cozzy. Leaving you from Emu Bay, diving with the dolphins. This is a must-do on your lifetime itinerary list. Book yourself a holiday over here, or better still, that special someone in your life, book this tour and come and swim with the dolphins. Birthday, present, anniversary, absolutely perfect. Check out southaustralia.com for more information. We'll see you next time. Bye.
In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday, South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cozzy.
South Aussie with Cozzy is proudly brought to you by the South Australian Tourism Commission.
South Aussie with Cozzy.
I like possums.